How's everybody doing out there? Back again, the Lindsay Show. Your host, TJ Lindsay. I'm here with my astounding, gorgeous, beautiful, banging wife. Go ahead and introduce yourself, baby.
Hi, y'all. I am Ty Lindsay.
We the Lindsays, and we got a great episode today. Today's episode is full of gems, straight gems. We got a good topic we're going to talk about. Then we're going to interview an author of two books, two-time author, future best-selling novel, Trippin For God. We're going to get that book introduced to y'all today. So hope y'all got y'all popcorn ready. We about to flow. So you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's get it. All right. So I got the questions written down right here. And this is a great topic. Something we've been, floating around. We got a lot of good topics. So let me go ahead and drop this one. So, soft life dating is the topic. Are women wrong for wanting ease in love? And I got a few questions here. And I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to my baby to go ahead and get it popped off. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, this is good. We've been hearing about that soft life. A lot of people talking about I'm in my soft girl era. How you feel about, before we even get into the questions, how you feel about the soft girl era? You ain't got to go too deep because I got the questions, but how you feel about that phrase?
The soft girl era to me kind of equates to relationship as far as marriage, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. I like that. I like that answer. So, one thing we're going to do is go into these questions. If you could turn your mic just a little bit, because bow.
Sure.
Okay, here we go. All right, question number one. What's the difference between biblical rest and the soft life movement? Can both exist in a Christian marriage?
What's the difference between biblical rest?
What's the difference between biblical rest and the soft life movement? So,
biblical rest is you resting in Jesus. To me, I feel like that's the difference. Soft life is kind of like, I don't want to have to struggle to pay my bills. I don't want to, I'd rather be wined and dined. Maybe I can just go get my hair done. Maybe I can I can get rid of responsibilities for the day and I can just go out and, have a self-day, a self-care day. If you compare, so in a biblical sense, though, rest is just resting in God, like intentional space to me and time with God, finding rest in Him. He is your rest. So I think that's where the difference is. Or we kind of sort of want, if we take biblical principles out of it, we want to do what we want to do without responsibilities. I guess I could say that for myself. Like if I think about like a soft kind of like, I want to have a self-care day. I want to have a day where I'm not taking on any kinds of responsibilities versus finding rest in God. And for what that looks like for me is just really intentional with my time and sitting still in quietness and literally resting in him, in his presence. If that makes sense.
That makes sense. Now, I do got a question, the counter question for that. So, of course, biblical rest, you said, means resting in Jesus, but shouldn't a wife be able to rest in her husband's provision and in his leadership? And, shouldn't a wife be able to rest in that when we talk about soft girl era? Or what is the difference between a wife saying, oh, the soft girl era means me resting in my husband, and the difference between resting in the Lord, in your opinion?
I think I just explained it to you. Your God and your husband are two totally different people. I'm only gonna find true rest within God. That's how I feel.
Gotcha.
Now, my husband is there to do the things that God has called him to do. God has called him to be the leader of the union and to do said things. However, you are not God.
That is true.
So that's where it's different for me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Let's go to the next question. You ready? Mm-hmm. Next question. This is another one. Okay. Is it wrong for women to want a partner who can provide financially so they don't have to work themselves to death?
Absolutely not. No, it is not wrong to want that. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Explain.
Explain as far as what? I'm sorry, y'all. I
Why
was just
is it
eating popcorn.
why
Sorry.
is it not why okay. Why is it not wrong for a woman to want to not work? Like, why is it okay to want a man that can provide financially for you?
Because that's what men do. I don't know. I don't think I get your question. I don't really have an answer other than that's not wrong. If you are my husband and I'm your wife, then
But is it all about the money though?
well, it's not all about the money. I'm just focusing on your question. It's not really all about the money, but your question is specifically about financial reasons, and I don't think it's wrong for a woman to want a husband that can financially carry the bill.
I
I don't see
understand that.
anything wrong
Okay.
with that. Now, I'm not saying that it's all about that because there's
I
other
think
factors there with it, but there's nothing wrong with a woman like having in her mindset, like, okay, I would like for my husband to provide financially. That's what men should be doing.
but I
But
also feel like a woman should take into consideration that even if a man is providing, I don't want him to work himself to death either.
okay, now if you, that's what I
So
said.
what
Oh,
can I do? Let's say you are in your soft girl era and okay, I want a man that's financially this and that. You also need to take into consideration that you don't work that man to death not while you are trying to conserve yourself.
yes, I
Because
agree
that's
with
not
that.
fair.
Yeah, I agree. I
Okay.
agree with that. But I ain't know you was trying to go that way with it. I'm just
I'm just saying my opinion.
based off of that question though. It's nothing wrong with her saying like this is I desire for my husband to financially take care of us.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. I'm just saying you know what I'm saying. And I think this
Yeah.
question will go into that a little bit right here. Question number 3. Okay. How do we balance soft life desire with Proverbs 31, which describes a woman who works hard? So what does hard work look like in your soft girl era?
It's your little
No, I'm curious.
um I would say just okay. So when we're talking about it depends on the context to me. When you are talking about work, when you're speaking about work, right? So I still, though I have a soft life, right? Though you grant me the time to hey Ty, go take a self care day. I'm still at work because I still have to be your wife. I still have to be a mother. I still have to make sure things are going on inside the home. They're running smoothly as they should be. So it kind of goes into what you were saying about not working your man to death, like still like making sure that you're taking care of him as well. And it's like the same thing from a woman's perspective too, like the woman being the woman of the house. Like you have your responsibilities as the husband, I have my responsibilities as the wife. So to me, the difference is it's the context. I think it's explaining two totally different things,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
No, I feel you there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying the Proverbs 31 woman, when we talk about her, where that Proverbs was not just talking about her.
Like going to a job to clock in.
Yeah.
No.
So you're saying that in a different context, the Proverbs 31 woman can still apply to, let's say, a woman who is a stay-at-home wife or
Yes.
mom.
Yes. She's still working.
Okay.
And everything that it lists in Proverbs 31, that those are the characteristics, those are the traits that she carries. It doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
She doesn't have a 9 to 5, but she's still working.
Gotcha. Okay. I like that. I like that. Okay. That was a good question. That was a good answer. I'm glad you answered that way, because a lot of people think that when we talk about soft girl life, as I was trying to say earlier, they think that soft girl life just mean I get the credit card and I don't know what's going on with the rest of the household, but I'm gonna
No,
have this car and I'm gonna go
yeah,
ahead and
see,
I'm gonna just do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the
that's not my idea of soft girl life. Now, maybe some people do really,
people see that on TV.
yeah, no,
They see it on social media, these stay-at-home
yeah,
moms that make it seem like they're doing nothing but enjoying their husband's money. Like the game. Remember the show The Game?
yeah,
The Jason character, where he had the wife that she was, you know what I'm saying? It's more to it than that. Even in that situation, it's more to, I'm glad you explained it that way.
yeah.
I just wanted to make sure we made that clear. Cleared that up. What does it look like for a man to provide a soft landing for his wife emotionally and spiritually, not just financially?
Leading,
Okay.
watering me with the word that's in scripture, taking care of me, loving me as Christ loved the church.
Okay. I feel you.
Like doing those kinds of things. Like, yeah.
But when we say a soft landing, so
What is your idea of a soft landing? What is I don't even know.
I think what the question is trying to get at here is, okay, when we talk about a soft life, and we kind of talked about this a little bit before, usually the depiction of a woman who wants a soft life is a woman that's coming from a life that was not soft. So when we
Okay.
talk about a soft landing, we're talking about a woman that had to work, the woman that had to pay her own bills, a woman that had to provide for herself, who had to be the breadwinner in her single season of life. Now being able to land softly into a man who will be able to provide for her. But I think this question is saying, yeah, but outside of the financial aspect of it, there's other things that constitute
Yeah.
that soft landing. And I feel like a lot of women and men as well, however we put it into context, if you're coming from a life where you were in survival mode, as we spoke of before, are you able to accept that soft landing as easily as it may look on Instagram or whatever, emotionally and spiritually? Because we talked about earlier, financially is one thing, but that's the only way that a lot of people see it, from the context of looking at others. They don't really see the spiritually and the emotionally, and how that's just as important. So what about how, I think so the follow-up question would be, to a woman who has had a harder life and now is in that soft landing spot, how does she prepare herself to accept that soft landing, not financially but spiritually and emotionally, from a man, because a lot of times she's used to doing that by
Yeah,
herself,
on her
even
own.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that that's a good question. I think that has a lot to do with some of the things that we spoke on fewer earlier episodes is you prioritizing your life, your time with God, and then like what are you doing with your time outside of that? So of course we're all in survival mode, especially when you're single. You have to do things. It's inevitable. So we have to first of all get rid of that mindset because it's inevitable.
Yeah.
If you don't have a partner, whatever your situation is, no marriage, no partner, no nothing, it's just you. It's inevitable. Inevitable. You have to take care of yourself. You have to pay your bills. This is just what you have to do.
Yep, that's true.
That man and woman, like
Yep.
literally, we're adults, and this is what the world has given us. This is what we got to do.
Yep.
So that's first thing first. I think we kind of, from a women's perspective, I think, and social media does a good job at making it this way, and I don't think it's good. We we tend to forget that. We tend to forget that you are a human being and you are an adult now. And if you don't get a job and if you don't pay your bills and if you don't do X, Y, and Z, then you're not going to have nothing. Society will push kind of like, well, I'm stuck in like this survival mode. And like, that's literally both men and women. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It almost feels like it's an attack on men. And it's just like, no, we both go through it in our singleness. So I feel like I say all of that to say, get out of that mindset of, oh, I've been surviving for so long. Now I don't know how to take the help. I think there's so much more other than you had to pay your bills by yourself. And we don't understand that it causes trauma. So we're coming into this relationship with trauma that's deeper than it's deeply rooted into some other stuff. In my opinion, we're making it, I don't want to downplay it, but we're making it more serious than it has to be because that's what you got to do. It is what it is, regardless.
Yeah.
Does that make sense what I'm saying? So I think that when you are single, that's when you get into the whole be intentional about your time. What are you doing? How much time are you spending with the Lord? How, like little stuff like that. Are you working on yourself as far as other things that you probably went through and like with your childhood and things like that? Are you seeking therapy? Like how are you handling your time? And are you intentional about taking care of yourself so that when opportunity does present itself, you know how to handle this and you know how to accept and you know how to maintain it.
Yeah.
Hopefully what I said makes sense.
That do make sense. I want to present a scenario.
Okay.
So, remember that show we watched, the Kev on Stage show, when
Yeah.
the pastor and the girl,
Yeah.
and she didn't know how to accept. Now, this was in hyperbole. It was an extreme example, but there may be cases where a woman don't not know how to accept a man that's praying for her. You know what I'm saying? That's washing her with the word.
Yeah.
Or a man that is emotionally asking her, like how, like not being able to even verbalize her emotions,
Yep.
in that sense.
Yeah.
So I think kind of on that side, I get the survival and the financial side, but on the how do you learn? Like how do you accept that when it's not what you used to? So the soft landing sounds soft, but there's even a transition to the soft landing if you haven't been in that position
Right,
before.
but that's why I'm saying, in your singleness, you need to be working on yourself so that when it does present itself, you know how to
Gotcha.
you know how to accept it, you know how to maintain it, you know how to take care of that. And unfortunately, a lot of times we don't do that. And
Yeah.
we'll self-sabotage. We don't even see that we're doing that. We'll self-sabotage something because it feels too good or it feels too right when you're used to other things happening. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like you kind of go into that mode like, oh no, this can't be true or not. This can't be happening for me. So
Yeah.
that's why I say it's very important for you to be intentional with your time by yourself, especially if you desire marriage. If you truly desire that, you need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself in your singleness so that you can, when you get it, you maintain it, you accept it.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
So, last question here. Are men allowed to want a soft life too? Or is it only women who get to desire ease in relationships?
Yes. Men can desire soft life. I don't like the term soft for men. I don't like that term. So I would change it to vulnerability. Because to me, that's kind of like what soft is. But women, we could be a little bit more. We don't want to, we want to be catered to. We want to be wined and dined. But a man could want that too.
Yeah.
But to me, I just would equate that soft word to vulnerability. I think society has done a good job at just, and when I say good job, I'm saying it sarcastically, done a good job at telling men that they have to be strong 24/7, as if they cannot show emotion, as if they cannot have an issue, as if they cannot have a problem.
Yeah.
It's okay for men to be vulnerable. It's okay for you to have your woman, your spouse, and be vulnerable to her. Like,
And men also need rest as well.
Yes, that's true.
So when I think of, I understand what you're saying about soft. I don't like that either.
Yeah.
But when I think of that era for men, I think of peace.
Yeah.
I think in this generation, I think I just read something earlier. Men are starting to prefer peace over other attributes in women, like a woman that gives us peace, and that is more attractive in this season, in this generation, than the other attributes in a woman. So I think when we talk about, if you want to call it the soft life in men, I think peace is one. Also taking care of yourself. Like men, a lot of like men, I know when I was younger, I didn't really think about it in a sense of like maybe get a massage, maybe a haircut. All of that stuff, that self-care stuff that women do, a lot of that stuff we need to do too. Yeah. Shower, you know what I'm saying? Get clean. You know what I'm saying? You need to get like, you know what I'm saying, pedicure or stuff like that if that's what you want to do. And so I think taking care of yourself for men is the whole soft side of,
and there
us.
I don't mean to cut you off, but there's a scripture that actually talks about that too, that says a man will show you the way that he treat himself, the way that he treat his body will essentially show you how he'll maintain you, pretty much. If he don't take care of himself, it's going to be hard for him to take care of you.
Yeah.
Because he's not even taking care of himself.
Exactly.
I'm paraphrasing there. But there is a scripture that talks about that. So you know.
Yeah, but I feel like that's important for men when we talk about that side of it. I think that needs to be taught a lot more, that men need to develop that side. And they need to be, like you said, so that is vulnerability. Me coming to a woman and telling her I need some time. I need to go do this, and that is a woman allowing her man to be vulnerable in that season, which is needed. So yes, men are allowed to want that, but in this scenario, I think that's more of a peace and a self preservation, self care type of way. So
I agree.
Okay. All right. That was a good topic right
Yeah.
there. I like that topic. That was a really good one. So now we're going to move forward. We're going to get into the...
and we should already be soft, too.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
I did want to touch on that. It just now came to me. You asked me, like, how would you be able to... If you never had it, how would you know? Kind of like back to that question. I feel like that's why I was saying you need to make sure that you're working on yourself. Because as a woman, you should already be soft. Like, there's traits and certain characteristics about you that you should already be before a man comes along. If that makes sense what I'm saying.
Should a woman have to be taught that?
It's going to be hard, yes. Right? Because when you come out the womb, you don't know nothing.
Exactly.
Now, depending on what you're growing up around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You might see something crazy, but that's what I'm saying. It's important for you to learn and unlearn these things.
Yeah.
Before you get to your man. That's what I mean by that. It's not essentially what I'm trying to say is it's not his responsibility to make you soft. A man doesn't make a woman soft. Like
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Like, no.
But women do you think women can do a better job of teaching other women who may not have grown up around women or in an environment that is soft, or that can women do a better job of modeling
absolutely
womanhood and feminism to younger women?
Absolutely. So I think the issue is here, the younger...
I said feminism, I'm sorry, femininity.
Yeah, I got you.
That's two different words.
Yeah. The generation, whoever needs it, it needs to be sought after. First, that's first thing first. So you got to be willing to receive it. I'm a huge advocate on just uplifting women. I wish we could get together more versus being nasty to one another. But if we could be together more, we'd be so powerful. We'd be a force. Literally, we would be powerful. But you have to want it.
Yeah.
That's first thing first. You have to want it, and sometimes it's hard. I if I think about myself growing up, like sometimes you don't want to hear it. I could. There's a few women that I could think of at the top of my head that has sat me down plenty of times. Like, Ty, come on, man. Like your attitude sucks. You can't be doing this. I don't want to hear that. I'm just being honest.
See, that's
But
the
you don't be
issue right
wanting to
there.
hear that. And you should absolutely want to hear it is what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
but so I think it gets harder. It's harder for the older generation of women to say, I want to do this for the younger generation now because all I'm used to is getting pushed back. I was
Yeah.
one of those. I'm gonna push you back. Well, I wasn't rude. I was very respectful, but it was times that I'm kind of like, I ain't trying to hear what you talking about right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it goes back to my point. Like you got to be intentional on taking care of yourself and getting better. Yeah. Sorry.
No, that's good. That's good. I think that's a even better transition into us talking about your book because you, as being somebody who is an author now, who has been a leader in the church, who has discipled young women, who is now writing your words to set an example, to leave that roadmap, to be that, to model what a spiritual woman, what a married woman looks like. Why do you feel like this book can provide that to a young woman? And what does this book offer a young woman who may be looking for that, who isn't used to that, didn't grow up in a soft life? What does this book give them?
So, so first of all, I would specifically to that question you just asked. I would revert the young woman to my very first book, and that's titled "Letters to My Sisters." That's on Amazon too. You can order that book right now. I would revert them to that book because that book is a book of me being very vulnerable. It's almost like a big sister, little sister kind of read. Like, I'm your big sister. I'm telling you what you are going through right now. You can overcome it.
Gotcha.
So that's like the point of that book is I see you, I hear you, I've been where you at. You gonna get through it. You can get through it. I promise you. You might read something in there and be like, "What, Ty, for real?" You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, but you just wouldn't know. You wouldn't know because I'm not. I have done a lot of growing, and to where it's not like I'm out here acting crazy. But so I would revert them to that book, Letters to My Sisters. You can look that up. The second book, Trippin For God. Now, when we talk about, and I talk about God in that book too, I do bring God into that as well, because I owe it all to Him as far as my journey of getting over and coming to. Trippin For God, I wouldn't necessarily say it's just for women. It's for all of us, for men and women. But if we want to stay on the topic of women, Trippin For God gives you like an experience. It's me giving you different experiences that I've had with God, with like the word, scripture literally unfolding right before my face.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can explain that book.
Okay.
And I'm getting choked up here. I don't want to start crying on y'all. But I think that it's a call to those who are struggling like with their faith, who may have doubts, I know that I don't know if you ever felt like this, but I remember when I first started reading the Bible, I would always think like the way these people experience God, like we don't see that now. Like we ain't never gonna see all those magical and pillar moments. Like we don't. Like I used to think like that.
Yeah.
And so that's why the book was important to me, because it's like, no, the scripture it's still very relevant. It's still the same as it was all those years ago. Like the times that they experienced Him. The only difference is they got to have Jesus physically.
Yeah.
And that's the only difference. So yeah, I'm just babbling.
No,
I'm sorry.
that's good. All that information is good.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all.
But
That's all good.
yeah, this book is going to uh, it'll test your faith for real. You'll read different chapters for sure that I know that it's a lot of us that has struggled with said things. That's in the book.
Okay. Am I in the book? I like that. All right.
Are
So
you in the book? Is that what you said?
no, that's what that was a joke.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get what you're saying.
When the pastor
Am I in the
when the
book?
pastor
Okay.
preaching and he preached something about the book.
I'm so done.
One of my pastor Dave was doing that anyways.
Yeah. Y'all all in the book. We all in the book.
We all in the book.
We all in the book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's facts. That's facts.
Yes.
So out of this book, in this book that you have, Trippin For God, what would you say was the chapter that challenged you the most?
The chapter that challenged me the most. You mean like as far as writing it? Or just that specific season?
So you talked about encounters. Mm-hmm. What was the encounter that you feel like? What was the motivation? Like what was the one single encounter? If you can point to one, I know there's multiple that you could say made you say, "Oh, I gotta write this book."
Okay. So this is crazy what happened. So I started this. I was praying to God about like mentorship. I wanted to be around godly women that I could, learn from. And I remember scrolling on Instagram, I seen like this post of this woman who was having like a mentorship program that she always had. And the issue with that was it was based out of Nigeria, I want to say. So we were on two different time frames. So I could only I was only able to do that mentor. I wasn't able to complete that pretty much. However, I know that it was a God moment because the courses that I was able to take, the Zoom calls that I were able to sit in every single time, I promise y'all, this woman would speak about. She would always say, "There's somebody in here, you know who I'm talking to. You're supposed to write a book. There's somebody in here, you know who I'm talking to. You're supposed to write a book." Every time, literally every time. And I remember when she had us doing a couple of different assignments, really challenging us for about different things, like the way we see ourselves. Like, you're a daughter of the Most High God. Like, we don't really think about that. Just different things she was challenging us through. And I remember talking to Amber, like, we had to do an assignment. It had something to do with, write down what you think God is calling you to do. And so I was talking to Amber like, well, I really don't know what he's calling me to do. I don't know if I'm supposed to write a book. I don't know if I'm supposed to lead Bible study. Like, I don't know. And then Amber was like, why don't you just pray about it? Like, take it to God and pray about it. I kid you not. I prayed about it and I woke up to an email. The email that I woke up to was from Dr. Tomey. I hope I'm saying his name correctly, Dr. Tomey. And he literally was doing a 3-day free seminar for writing a book. And how to sell your book and how you can write it faster. Like, he was giving you steps on how to write your book quicker.
Okay.
Because the first book I wrote, and it's crazy because it's a short series, but that book took me forever. Now, the second book I wrote did not take me forever.
Yeah.
So I went through his seminar that he had. It was on, webinar, whatever you want to call it, that he had that was free. It was like for 3 days. So I sat through that. And that's kind of how I got to this point. Like, I knew that I had to write this book. And then what put the cherry on top for me is when we moved into the house. Like, when we bought the house, I just so happened to be on that chapter about faith and it's being the size of a mustard seed. And I was one of the seeds that I prayed over was purchasing a house. So it's kind of like a surreal moment. Like, I remember when we first came and I just sat on the couch like, oh my gosh, this is kind of scary. This is crazy. Like, ain't nobody gonna believe this. Like, this is crazy. So I would say like that's what led me to writing this second book and like really like being very intentional about it for real. And it was just like, this is a God thing. And it was crazy because God would not allow me to maneuver anywhere else until I finished the book.
That's how it be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I knew like this is something that he wants me to put out into the world. But it was that, and then us moving into the when we bought the house.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. I like that.
because that's the chapter I was literally working on. Ironically, that was
Yeah.
the chapter that I was working on, and it was just like, wow, God, you crazy, you a wild boy.
Yeah.
This a lot. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So the title, Trippin for God. So tripping is like a entendre you're using, right? So we're talking
Yes.
about tripping. We talk about going on trips. We're talking about tripping like set tripping. What set you from? You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? Tripping can also be like falling,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about three different meanings
Yes.
to the word tripping.
Yes.
So which one, or if you can give me one from each, like, do you see like which version of the word tripping, or how do you relate to each version? How does this book explain
Each
tripping
one.
as in vacation,
Okay.
as in that, and tripping as in set tripping, and
But
tripping as in falling, like you said, maybe even into something I don't know what to do, but I fall into something
yeah, yeah,
that,
yeah.
yeah.
That is a good question. That's a good question. So that's how I came up with the title, because you could use tripping for everything that you just said, and so
Yeah.
the book goes into literally all of those words as
Yeah.
far as tripping. Well, meanings for the word tripping. So, as far as traveling wise, there is a chapter that I speak about going on a missionary trip to Honduras to build a home. Traveling wise, of course, you're tripping to go there, but also you tripping. You all the way in another country. You
Yeah.
do not know these people. You don't speak a lick of Spanish.
No
I
habla.
remember like when it hit me, like we stopped at a gas station. And I promise y'all, there was literally like guards standing outside with the big shotguns. I'm like, what? Like, where am I at, Lord? This is crazy. This is crazy.
Yeah.
So for that one, and when I traveled to Florida,
Yeah. Forgot about that one.
when I went to Florida,
Yeah.
even then, I went through some things
And you
during
was
that road
tripping.
trip, and I was like, Ty, you are tripping. You are tripping. But no one understood it. I did. But I'm like, dang, you tripping. You really tripping. And I actually got a chapter dedicated to that too. Like when I went to Florida, that is like that was a very, very, very powerful encounter that I had with God. That was a crazy encounter. That encounter was crazy.
Yeah.
What else? What we say? Tripping, set tripping, traveling. What was the other one you asked?
Falling.
Falling. You mean falling as in?
Like you just explained falling. Falling as in, Lord, I don't know where I'm going, and and you trip into your mission or into your purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like tripping into your purpose, pretty
Yes,
much.
I would say. I think every chapter kind of hits on that.
Yeah.
Every single chapter is going to revert back to that. But one season in particular that I can think about is the season of the mustard seeds. That was me really crying out to God, like I feel lost. I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm clueless. I don't know what you want me to do. And I'm just ready to throw the towel in. I can't, I'm not hearing you. I'm not seeing your direction clearly. Like I don't, yeah, like I'm struggling. I'm having a hard time here. I really don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah.
So I would say I'm trying to share with y'all without sharing with y'all all the way, because y'all need to read the book.
Absolutely.
But around that time, I would say were the mustard seeds that I was really in a space that it was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I'm clueless at this point, Lord. I don't know what you want me to do, and I'm getting irritated. I'm frustrated. I'm ready to give up. I'm ready to call it quits. I don't know what you want from me.
That's a good one too.
So yeah.
So, what do you want the readers that are reading this book, to take from it? What lessons can they take from this book to help them in their journey when they feel like they tripping, when they tripping, or when they tripping?
Yeah. And you'll see it in each chapter that you read is literally to give it all to God. And it sounds so cliche. And I think about when I was a little girl and somebody give it to God. You'd be like, oh, I ain't trying to hear that. But that's literally what it is. Give it to God. In each chapter you'll see like where God, what I was walking through and kind of like where he went and led me through it.
Yeah.
Through it. And I'm nobody. I'm just a
Let's
girl
not say that.
that loves Jesus. So if it can happen for me, it can happen for you.
Everybody's somebody's everything.
That's true, but I'm saying, when you hear these kind of testimonies or you hear these kind of stories, a lot of people have platforms and you just don't think it'll ever happen for you. There's people that walk around like that. You
Yeah.
just don't think it'll ever happen for you. And I am a walking testimony that it can happen for you. Me and my husband, for real.
Absolutely.
There's so many things we can share with y'all. And maybe that'll be our next book that we do it together of what we seen God do.
That's true.
So yeah.
So I got one question, and then I got one like wrap up question.
Okay. Okay.
So this is the last question, pretty much.
Okay.
So within this journey that you took with writing this book, what advice would you give to somebody who is looking to write a book or looks up to you? That little girl out there, there's a little girl out there right now, there's a little girl who has seen your video online and she likes the way you speak and she wants to get that book. What advice would you give to her outside of reading the letters to sisters and the new book, Trippin For God? What advice do you have for the younger generation of believers who are coming up in this time, who looking for role models and they stumble on somebody like you? What do you want them to, how do you want them to pursue their dreams and their aspirations in the way that you have with writing your book after going through everything you've went through, these miracles that God has shown you? What would you say to them whenever they're looking to pursue their purpose in life?
Their purpose or just writing a book?
Let's say their life's purpose is to write a book, writing a book. They want to write a book. What advice do you have for them?
I would say take it up to God. Like, talk that over with him first. Make sure that's what he's calling you to do, I believe. Because what's going to happen is, especially if you're a writer, like I didn't realize in a way for this book, like God is just so strategic at what he does. You couldn't have been able to tell me that I was going to be a writer. However, I always been a writer. That's crazy. I know that might not even make sense, but I always been a writer. I think about when I was in 5th grade, like I won first place in writing an essay, a 3-page essay. I was writing poems when I was a little girl. I was, thinking about stuff like that, but you still couldn't have told me that I was, I don't know. But I would say, include God in that. That's pretty much what I have to say.
Gotcha.
Include God in that. Ask for discernment. May it be the way that you're gonna get deeper discernment with God is that you have to be intimate with him. This is for anybody at this point. You got to be more intimate with him to get that discernment, for it to be deeper and deeper, for him to open your eyes to some things. But yeah, take that to him and talk to him about it. That's what I would say.
Okay. When is the book coming out?
Well, the book is available for pre-order right now. You guys can go to our website, hopefieldраdio.com.
Hopefieldраdio.com. That'll be in the video.
Yeah, y'all can go there right now and pre-order your hard copy. Letters to My Sister is on there right now too.
Yeah.
Letters to My Sister is also on Amazon, and Trippin For God is also on Amazon, only for the Kindle version right now.
Yeah.
But it will drop. It releases February 1st.
And we're working on the audio book too.
Yes.
So we're working on
If
an
you're an
audio
audio
book. We
listener,
want to
yeah.
do both audio books.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're gonna start recording those, and we're gonna try to get that audio book out to y'all too. So one thing that I would say about watching the journey of my wife and her,
Oh, you about to make me cry. Go ahead. Take me through there.
with her becoming an author, and it's really good to see her follow her passion, because she's always been one of those people who are she always makes me feel like I can do anything. So if I got one duty as her husband, it would be to try to encourage her. But I feel like in this process it was so deeply connected to her soul and her well-being that it kind of like, what I'm saying, it's like it kind of just comes out of her, you know what I'm saying? It just it's natural for her, and it's just been a joy to watch her do it. I love when I come downstairs and she got the laptop out, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, what you doing? I'm writing my book, you know what I'm saying? And she be really deep into it, and I just love to see that purpose on her, because God has always had purpose on her. Like this book, I already know, like all these stories, I was there firsthand for all these stories. Like as far as the going to Orlando story. All of this stuff is crazy. Like she said, we may have to write one together one day, but just being there and seeing all this stuff unfold, I can tell you that everything is completely, it's hard to explain miracles. It's hard to explain the goodness of God and how good he's been to us.
Yeah.
But I'm just so very proud of my wife. She's just such a great person. She deserves every piece of success she gets. She deserves
honey.
every buyer, every listener, everybody that supports her. She deserves all of that. She's such a great role model to the young women out there. She's been through so much, and she's overcame everything to become the woman she is today. And she just has so much to offer the world and to young women out there. So if you are not only just young women, young people out there, adults out there, you want to hear an inspirational story from a faith-filled woman who is powerful in spirit, who is just a overall good person, generous, give the shirt off her back to you. You know what I'm saying? Has worked with the people, with the homeless population, has worked in the church with the youth, has built homes in different countries, and writing these books. This book, that's still the service, and this is her ministry. And I just feel like you got to get this book, because I read a lot of it. I wrote some in the book as well. A little bit.
Yeah, throw that in
A
there.
little bit. I got a little a little paragraph. And I would say that would be
Shout out to you.
that's one of my favorite stories as well. Just it all just doesn't even seem real. You got to get it. You got to get on these stories. You got to see what God has done in our life and where he's taken us and where we've come from. We've come from, y'all don't even understand. If we could, man.
Yeah, somebody got to get us on their show.
Yeah,
somebody got to get us on their show.
We sitting here in a blessing that God
so that
provided
we can share.
us, that we had no idea that was going to take place. We were man, I'm telling you, we came a long way.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. And
yes,
thank you, God, for being there for us. And we know the power of faith and the power of prayer and the power of perseverance, and it's all explained in this book right here.
Yes.
So y'all go get it, man. Anything else? Any last words you want to say to the people?
we love y'all. Thank you, honey. I love you.
I love you too. That's my rock right there.
What do you say? She's my rock. Oh, my bad.
Okay. Trippin For God. HopeFieldRadio.com. It's available right now. Pre-order it right now. Get the Kindle. Pre-order it right now. Get the hard copy. Releasing February 1st. You'll be able
Yes.
to it'll ship out on that day if you pre-order it. We can't wait till y'all get this book in y'all hands.
Yes. And also make sure y'all, I'm sorry, I did not mean to cut you off, hun bun.
It's good.
Make sure y'all look at the website, period. That's where y'all gonna get like all of our updates. You'll
Yeah.
get all of our episodes here. But I think we shared with you guys that we are working on like a marriage workshop. So that's kind of where you want to make sure you subscribe to that and everything, so you guys can get the constant updates on when that will launch and when that will be into effect. And you get to learn more about us. It's go look at the website.
Everything is on the website.
Yep.
Our journey is on the website.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more in there, but our journey is on the website. And
Yes.
we're looking to bring people together. So the workshop, but also we got a lot of stuff we've been working on. Been praying on a lot of stuff, and we want to bring people together. So if you got comments, comment, subscribe, leave us questions. You can actually go on the website into the contact page, and you can send us an email. Say whatever you want.
Yes.
If you have something you're working on, we'd love to hear about it. Any of the good news, prayer requests, anything,
Yes.
send it through the website on the contact page, and we just hope y'all really enjoy it. And that's it.
Yeah.
We're gonna get up out of here.
Yeah.
All right. And like Pam said,
I am so done with you.